Hello, everybody. Welcome back to BlackPink Leader with me and Pauline.
Hello,
Hello, Pauline.
everyone. Hello.
So, another topic of the day, another interesting topic about leader. We love to talk about leadership, but of course, you guys can ask more other topic if you're interested. And also don't forget to go to Pauline channel and my channel to subscribe as well. So, Pauline, what do you
Yeah.
think about the topic today? What the
Mm.
title that we book out for everyone?
This is something all leader needs to know about crisis management, stay resilient. Well, this is kind of like something that I don't know, big or small, we always have to manage, right? I wouldn't say there's a lot of crisis per se. Okay,
Yeah.
just like now, as we are moving into 2025. One of the key things that I saw in the news was a new disease that come up. I'm not sure whether it's new in China. So it
Yeah.
reminded me of that COVID time. I still remember in 2020, start from the beginning. I was preparing from January and the whole of the Chinese New Year during January. I was doing the crisis management plan, the business continuity plan from January. Then after that, China got locked down during Chinese New Year. February, that's where Malaysia gets locked down, and my plan B was gone. Then comes my plan C, that's where Singapore got locked down as well. I even had a plan D to go to India, and then the whole world locks down. So this is something that we probably will be looking at right now. Yeah. I'm not saying the next thing will come, but really it's always something that we have to prepare ourselves as leaders, especially in this thing on business continuity. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you? And
Well, I think resilient right now for the last 1 years. I think 2 years. The most fastest test of I have to admit that I'm the person that used to be hate to change
mm,
because I'm very a kind of stubborn. Like you see, that
mm,
is the awareness that I have about myself and how the world been changed in terms of business. And I have a conversation yesterday with my friend, other part of the world as well about that and why even his company in tech is deal with
mm,
like tough of the competitive in the market, right? Because the chain is so quick. Like you don't know
mm,
what the user need, and when you see the user need something, then quickly the next thing in the market, and then every day is so many things in the market about software that it
mm,
make you very hard to adapt to your company, especially you have to add software into
mm.
daily work,
Yeah.
so I don't know how long this chain will keep quick and fast like that for even business owner. It's hard when you move the whole ship. It's like easy for
Yeah.
you to move by person, but it's harder for you to
Yeah.
move everybody at the same speed as you. So I think that's a
Yes.
bigger thing that I saw right now. You need resilience more than anybody, but you need resilience in the whole team as well. So as the leader,
Yeah.
how do you going to transform your
Mm,
personal resilience to the whole
yeah.
team when not everybody ready
Yes.
for the change? Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the key thing, right? When I'm not sure about that though in terms of ready for change, because when I interview people, actually that's the first thing that I will ask. Yeah. So the good thing about me when I was running my previous organization was people have to change in order to come to my organization. Yeah, because they know how dynamic we are. They know when they come here, it will be change. There will be changes every day. So I prep them. So in the first place, when I recruit them, I actually prep them to say that we are in a very fast, dynamic pace. So when they come here, they have to be prepared, and they know. I mean, the good thing
Yeah.
about when we recruit, just like me as well, I was actually one of the students. I know the organization before I come. I even when I interview them, I would actually ask them this question. Actually, that's the first thing when I interview people. When you come
Yeah.
over here, what do you know about my company? So this is the first thing I ask. If they say, I actually did some research and it's like that, it's not about them saying the right or wrong thing. It's about what they have done. But if they were to tell me oh, sorry, I've got no time to see what your company does and so on, then straight away X, right? We know this person doesn't even come prepared, right? And when they know what's happening, what's in this company, this is the next thing that I will share with them. Say, yeah, you realize that we actually list our company like within 6 years. Okay, and you
Yeah.
realize also our people here are really young, right? It's like I always tell them I'm the one of the oldest in the organization, the oldest person. And I wasn't really that old, I was like probably 40. Yeah. So that's why I share with them that we are a very dynamic company. Are you ready every day when things are in so dynamism? Doesn't mean that we don't want stability. It's just that we always make sure that we track everything in terms of what's happening in the world, in terms of our cash flow, in terms of what we have done. Like even in because you are talking about using digital, using software. Okay, so a lot of data that comes in, and when the data comes in, it gives us the feedback. Straight away,
Yeah.
what we need to do is to make changes, to fine tune. It's like business is always about fine tuning. Today it might work, but in a few days things might have changed. Like for example, Facebook algorithm, Google's algorithm. At that point of time, they keep changing, so we have to change accordingly. Consumers'
Yeah.
behavior, they change as well. Now with consumers' behavior using AI, it has changed as well. So this is where change is the only constant in life.
Yeah.
And once we get the people who are here that really knows that, yeah, this is nothing, change is something that we manage every day and we live with it. Yeah, and we embrace it. So then that change becomes a constant. It's not something that we're uncomfortable with. So this is the first thing probably for a leader in terms of resilience training is to get the right person, the right people with the right attitude to me on board first. Yeah.
Yeah. I think also very hard if you pick someone now and ready to be resilient. You get what I mean? I think that's a very hard when we look at the way of most of people nowadays when they go work because they're looking for stability.
Mm.
And it's very hard when people looking for stability. So when they come to you, they don't expect you like why you ask me to do more. I come here because of comfort. And it's hard when they don't get what, because we have to agree that the mindset of the leader is very different with the normal people, right? You get what I mean? Then how do you transfer what knowledge and understand you have to help them to understand the market so they won't jobless tomorrow or we won't have to fire them? So I think is that something that I find is very tough. It's really tough because we see the threat. Okay, I'm not talking like we're going to give so much threat for people to be resilient, but fact is fact, right? Fact is
Mm.
something that make us, if you own the fact, then you can work with logical, and logical make sometimes make things better
Mm.
than emotional too much. So
Yes.
I think that is a real. I think for now, what I see is this is a real problem, not just for me and Pauline. I think a lot of leaders face the same thing
Yep.
because we kind of in the same fate together, like the fate of everything changed so far. So yes, you have no choice. The
Yeah.
crisis is right now, I feel.
Mm. So I think if it's really we talk about everyday changes, it's not so bad. But when it comes to I saw the first question that we have is what's the first
Yeah.
step a leader should take when facing unexpected challenges?
Yeah.
I think that is something which we term as unexpected that probably would need really the high resilience and grit to come in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe I can ask and so is
Yeah.
there any unexpected challenges? Any example, one example that you faced before about unexpected challenge?
um Last minute kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a very good, because I find like I face so much of last minute kind of thing. Some of the
Uh-huh.
story you will know.
Uh-huh.
uh
I share one like
I think when we're young is I'm more of that. Like for example, when I just moved to Singapore, I don't know a lot of law of Singapore, so that's
ah
what was tough time for me. When
mm,
a lot of unexpected thing, like for me, is like I like to do thing quick, and sometimes I do thing quick. I don't check the consequence of that when I was young. For example,
okay
when I young, I would want to. I moved to Singapore, and I remember that I want to make money again. Right, I feel like
yes
autumn visit pass, you can't find a
yep
job, and I'm harsh for
mm,
that. And I start cooking and selling stuff. And I think like
oh
only second day of I'm doing that for Vietnamese. Then my friend will told me say you cannot do that in Singapore. And I'm glad that I have Singapore friend back then. And I asked her, oh how? Her name is Angie. And Angie told me that yeah, because in Singapore you need a license for that. Like you need food
yeah
hygiene. If
mm,
not, you will kill people. And that's for
mm,
the first time. It called like unexpected thing. And then the next day, I straight away shut down whatever I'm planning to do because I buy
wow
a bunch of food in the house because I cook for my friend. And then I apply for the food hygiene and I start learning
um,
properly. So I think that
yeah
is something I call not crisis to the level of bad yet. Like I'm just intention to do something, and I'm glad I'm share that with
mm,
my friend. Can you
mm,
imagine if I think I want to do it, but I don't share with my friend, and then
mm,
my friend is not Singaporean? I think that would be a different story,
yes
right? That's something that I say when you're young, you may make more dumb decision or you more um how to say like reckless, right? But then the older you are, if of course you better choice, better mindset, better information,
mm,
it should be help you somehow. That's how I see it. But yeah, that's the one of story. Many more happen after that, but it's
mm,
too many to remember because I'm the very quick to get over it. And for me, when crisis happened to me, this is the first thing. I don't know, I think it's character or blood or something inside me. Any problem come, the first thing in my brain is let's solve it first and then reflect later. Like
yeah
let's fix it
it
first.
is
So because of that, I have a when my company have any problem, my team always say, how come you always so calm? I said, because if not, who will solve the problem first? Let's solve first and then later we will be set.
mm,
Even like they make a wrong decision or the fund go wrong or the money did the wrong way or whatever, I say yeah, let's solve the problem first. We need to pay
mm,
salary for people. Let's figure out how to pay salary for everyone first, and then we go back there later, right? And I think
yeah
that's also called resilient for leadership, the calmness that
mm.
make the team feel.
Oh
But
yes yes
I'm not saying you have to come but you don't responsibility. After that you just sweep on the carpet. But yeah,
yeah
crisis will be always happen if you run business. That's how I see.
yeah I think for me well every day there are changes is but crisis I would say for me probably I have the more bigger the time when I was running my listed company the
Yeah.
one of the key the crisis that I actually remember was we did a merger and acquisition.
Mm.
So we acquire our competitor who also brought in their partners. So that particular company that we acquire has other stakeholders as well. So one of them actually was in the Taiwan office. So 1 year after the acquisition, so we actually did a merger of the two companies where the team members joined forces together. By right is to expand the market together, right?
Yeah.
So 1 year later, somehow the other leader decided not to continue and wanted to leave the company. So those people that he brought in also together with him want to live together with him. So this is the first crisis. Well, not so bad because at least a they gave like a resignation because they are in Singapore. They have to give the notice, and we have like probably like a 2 months because 2 months of a resignation is just that in one setting there's like half near to half the team at that point of time. It's like an exodus of people leaving. But at least I've got 2 months to react to it. Not so bad. A small little crisis can handle. But the one that really was the big crisis was when the Taiwan side, the office,
Mm.
the person who's in charge over there decided to leave together with the whole team. not just
Yeah.
half, the whole team, right? And together with this group of people, and not only that, refunded everybody, all our customers, because he says his the what he says this logic was, because he's going to leave, so it's not fair for the customers who actually came for him. I mean, that's a stupid thing, right? To say, of course, he has his own way of justifying, right, to refund the customers, but ultimately he set up another new company and brought the customers in. So the big crisis was, yeah, refunded everything, and and he did it during the time when I was, because it's a year end, I was during my family's holiday. So I asked him to wait for me. No, it's just like a few days more. They gave us 7 days notice and said that that's the Taiwanese law. Not even a 2 months notice, 7 days notice. Pack up the office and leave, and refunded everyone before they leave. So this is the big crisis, because I got to bring a few people from Singapore all the way to Taiwan, save the office because the office is still there, right?
Yeah.
As much things that I can in terms of documentation, call back the customers, okay, which is going to be very difficult because people are going to refund me back where I take the money,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So this is where they are also confused. Like, why is it that it's being refunded? I thought I'm going to come for your classes, but since it's
Yeah.
going to be refunded, they said, oh, the company is closing down. So of
Yeah.
course I take money, right? Yeah. So they say, oh no, the company is not closing down. You think they will want to pay back again, to say to come again? It's
Yeah. Of
difficult.
course. Of course.
I
It's
can't
a
get back.
trust. It's like at the moment you say that, they were like, "Huh?
Yeah.
What's wrong?" Right?
What's wrong with this company, man? No, no,
Yes.
no, no,
Yeah.
no. Right. And I didn't have that close a relationship with them because I come from the Singapore HQ. The
Yes.
ones who were building the relationship with them were my team members in Taiwan, right? So this is a really big crisis as a leader at that point of time. Like, I thought, okay, at that point of time, COVID hasn't happened yet. Okay, of course, that was like in 2018. So we took like a year, 2019, to really. That time was also because of these cases. That was also the first time in me running the company for 8 years. First time we were running at a loss. I made a loss in that year, and that was the only year I made a loss when I was there, right? Even in COVID, we were like making good money because we can handle it and so on. So this was
Yeah.
that very first crisis, and I must say, the good thing during that time, even though the other side of the team, because of this merger, my learning point was, I understand why during a merger, the new company that actually acquired the company actually let go of those people, and not to put two different companies people into a one culture. So that's my first learning point. It is not that simple that we say that, oh, we want to be, we should not be so heartless. But if we don't do it, so that was my biggest regret. I should have re-interview everyone and not just get everybody on board and see who
Yeah.
really is the one I want, with the right attitude, and really buy into this new company that they are coming over. So I should not just lock, stock, and barrel took everybody in. So sometimes it's really like, for the company's viewpoint, it is fairer to the people, existing people who are working and slogging hard in the existing company. Because what
Yeah.
happened was, when after the acquisition, these people leave, my existing team members who were previously in the company have to really clear the SHIT. I don't want to use this word, but it's like that they have left behind. Yeah. So it is not fair for the
Like you
existing
have
people.
to clean after other people, and that's also another
Yeah.
painful thing.
Yes. So
Yeah.
this is my learning experience, that from then on I understand why companies they want to do retrenchment,
Yeah.
why it is necessary to really be slow to hire but fast to fire. Sounds very ruthless, but if you take into the bigger picture for the existing people, and to be fair for those who really put in their heart and soul for the company, that's fair, right? Yeah. So This is that crisis, that one example, one of the many examples. There are still quite a number
Yeah.
that
I
we actually
I
face.
I feel what I feel, and I understand that, because I think people would think that we ruthless and heartless, but that's not
Yeah,
the reality. You see, when you have to see how hard is that to build the trust, and you have to see how tough was that to make everybody trust each other and move at the speed at extremely fast when you have
yes,
to run a business, for example. So
yeah.
it's a real challenge. It's a real
So
challenge.
if because it's like I'm when I look at this relationship, it feels like I have like a remarried somebody, that
Yeah.
kind of feeling, and the stepchild comes over. Now because of the stepchild, I doted on the stepchild because thinking that this person is a stepchild, I should treat the stepchild nicely. I neglected my own children.
Mm.
So this is where I realized that we have to be really clear as a leader what we are doing, because this particular question comes in, and I really love this question, is how do you then maintain the team's morale and alignment during the crisis? That's really important.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
and that in 2018 we were making losses because of all this big change, but because my existing team really pulled together, all right, and we work together. Okay, we even fly over to Taiwan together, and then we see how we can start. We day in day out we do it. By 2019 we turned the company around. Yeah. So this is where, as a leader, we really got to maintain the team's morale and continuously align during this crisis. And that
Yeah.
is really, I must say, I went through the crisis not because of my leadership. I went through the crisis because the team aligns really well. Yeah. So how about you, Anne? Maybe you want to share a little bit more, how you maintain the team's morale and alignment, like for example, one of the crises that you have. Yeah, I believe you would
I
have
think
to.
first will come like the concept of when I starting to decide to start all over again my business, because when I moved to Singapore, like I tell you, like I have to work somewhere first
Mm,
before I can rebuild my business, because last time I'm in Vietnam and I run business differently. I think the first thing I learned when I work everywhere in the process of moving toward back to my independent life is everybody have their own opinion about how they want their company to be run. And I
mm,
was very opinionated person because I want things to be better.
yeah.
And they don't feedback me directly, but people like
Mm,
my manager or people above me, they always have tell me like, oh, this how this company is like that, right? Like you hear that so much until you like, can people
it's
don't
real.
use that word anymore, and can they just like try something, right? And they, or they will give me excuses like, oh, you don't understand because you not run company, you don't know what you're talking about. uh if you be my shoe, then you will get it.
Mm,
It's not easy. And I'm
mm,
fine like, why every company can, they can say a different rejection information to me, but it sounds
mm.
similar for me. The similar sound is like, I don't want to change, so please do not give me more work, right? And I think one final person, I think he the most harsh one, but I
Mm,
think I like what he say the most, that make me decide like, F everybody, I will open my own company. That he say, until you have your own community or your own company, then you can have opinion. If not, if you come here
yeah.
and you take salary from my company, then you just have to do what I ask you to do. And I'm glad he gave me that slap to my face in the age of like 24, 25. Because you see, like I
Yeah.
work from 15 years old, 18 years old, I have first
Mm,
company, but it is still experience in Vietnam, and it not experience in the international level, which is like
yeah.
English speaking people and culture, and
Yes. Yes.
share your opinion is not allowed in my country. People have to like be conservative and shut up. So I appreciate when he say that, and that's give me think so much. Like it's mean if I'm in a community and I know something is wrong. I know people do cheating their money, no knowledge, hiding thing. try to steal other people's money, then
Oh.
I should leave that community. I should not give opinion to the leader like, hey, I saw that two person do business together, but it's very fishy because they not do the right thing, right? I'm not allowed to say that. Or if I work for the company and I know someone that they do work not moral, I should not tell the manager about that, but I should leave the company. Is that what he tried to say? It stick with me for so long, for 3 months, and then I realized that the only solution is I open my own and demonstrate who am I as a leader and how I run business. And I don't have to run business like all these people. I also have no right to destroy anybody's business because they will pay their own karma. You see, like they will have their own karma in life, that the consequence they have to deal with. So go back to your question about morale in the crisis happen. I
Mm.
think I love crisis when my company have, because that's when I see you will see 10 to 20% people will leave you when you have
Mm.
crisis. And I
Yes.
always joke with my team, I call that a spring cleaning.
Yeah, spring cleaning. Okay.
Yeah, because if somebody talk bad about your company or your community and straight away people leave you, you already know why they're there in the first place. Rather they don't trust what you're doing, they not practice what you're doing, or they believe in the world is a lot of bad people and your company is
Mm.
not good enough for them. Okay, or like no profit for themselves. I don't know. I see so many story of how 10% of people leave me. It's all have a issue with the money one. They will go
Oh,
and work for my
that's
competitive after they learn everything from me, and they will say that I don't pay them well, right? But they forgot that if they're not in my company and I don't teach them everything for 6 months, they also cannot work for my competitive, for example. You know what I
yes.
mean? Because other
Yes. Yes.
company don't. I focus on invest a lot of money to train people. I did not
Mm.
focus use the money to pay them salaries. And I think that's a moral that is very different with other company. Other company they expect you to come in and produce result, then I pay you
Mm.
salary. My company,
Yeah.
I expected you coming with the learning mindset because I will teach you a lot of things that you will grow so fast and you will learn so quick that your skill will be stick with you forever. Do you get where
Mm.
I come from? But some people
Yeah.
take that for granted or they treat it as, oh, now I'm better than you. So I will step behind your back, for example. Do you get it? So
Yeah.
I like the concept called spring cleaning more for me. And you have to be chill a
Mm.
little bit. If not, you can't handle with all these ungrateful people in life, you know. And I'm saying now, I'm saying my people work for me is ungrateful. You will meet good and bad people, but it is have in life. You will meet, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's just circumstances for them to make that decision for the short and the quick benefit or profit. But in long term, that's it. That's how I see it. In long term, that's it. You don't have many people work with you and trust you. And if you can do it once, I think you can do it many times. And that's how people for me is untrustworthy anyway. So that's how I deal
Yeah.
with morale and company. I take it as very positive.
Yeah. Yeah. That is a key thing, right? So when it comes to the team morale, it's always about positivity. That's why the essential skills, coming to the next step would be what are then the essential skills that leaders need to have to stay effective in this uncertain situation. So I think it's
Yeah,
not just the essential skills, but first of all would be the mindset. Like what Anne is actually saying is to stay positive, be optimistic.
yeah,
Okay. So when things come, when your life gives you a lemon, turn it to a lemonade, right? Yeah. And when you have the SHIT, turn it into fertilizer. you know so it is always, and there are always learning to be done. We may not make the best decision, but having that optimism does help. Just like during, I think, the biggest crisis that any leaders during these recent years would be during the COVID situation, because there's so much uncertainty that during that time and that crisis was, even the government can't tell you what to do.
yeah,
Even the smartest people may not know what to do, right? And worse, no one has experienced that before, right?
yeah,
Of a whole world being locked down. So Things like that does happen, and then that puts us into really a very growth mindset. And this is what I like about just now what Anne says about giving these people the growth rather than the pay, because
Yeah.
the skill set that we have, the mindset that we have, this is in us. No one can take it away from us. So if you are listening to this and you are wondering why is it that your leader don't pay you that much, but your
Yeah.
leader every day is teaching you something, you are
Yep.
learning something, and they spend, invest that money, time, and effort in growing you. I think
Mm.
that is something that I really love, which is what I love during the first 10 years when I was an employee working as a civil servant. I learned so much, got so much of a skill such that when I started my entrepreneurship, it's just like the Doraemon, which is the
Yep.
thing that I want to dish out because these are the skill sets that I have.
Yep.
So that skills, like when it comes to the leadership, I think leaders really we need to have different types of skills. Like for example, we talk about leadership skills, but what is actually leadership skills? Management, definitely we need to know how to manage. Human resource, we definitely need to know about human resource skills. Financial, we need to know about numbers because no numbers, no profits, no revenue, no money for the people, no cash flow to run the company. Next would be communication skills, right? How do we communicate to those people, to everyone, such that even we talk about the last denominator, the youngest, the most maybe newest, the most vulnerable person is able to understand and move along together with the team. That communication is really important. The other one would be in terms of being compassionate. Now, being compassionate to me is very different from being empathetic. Compassionate means that that person, let's say, don't do really well or can't keep up. We have that compassion to really continue to guide, to counsel, to mentor the person. But
Yeah.
empathy is a different thing, right? Because empathy is about putting ourselves in their shoes, and to me, it's like, oh, I understand how you feel. Frankly speaking, to me, as a leader or probably somebody, I may not understand how they feel. I have to be upright about it.
Yeah.
I most of the time do not know and will not profess to say how they feel. Yeah, because I feel differently. I cannot be saying that I know how each and every one of them feel. Every day they will feel differently. But I'm
That's right.
compassionate with how they feel. Right. So that's the kind of skill sets that I would think. So how about you, Anne? Anything to add on? Yeah.
Well, I think another skill set is, I think, forgive yourself.
Oh
I
yeah.
think people expect us as a leader and as human that we're perfect and we're better than other. I think that's also something I have to learn so long to start forgive myself very quickly and move on. Doesn't mean like you do things illegal. I'm saying forgive here is like you need to know that you're not perfect. You cannot take care of everybody.
Yeah.
Nobody will take care of
Yes.
everybody. Sometimes you just have to let people deal with the consequence of their life. And
Hmm.
yeah, it's
So that puts to the next question, right? What methods do you use to manage your emotions and support your team under pressure? I think Anne will be
oh
saying, forgive myself.
yeah,
Yeah.
you just oh my God, I don't know. We keep talking about learning, and I think people get sick of me saying that. But I think
Yeah.
I don't know how people will survive without a day of learning. I think that's something that I'm very impressed with people who don't learn new things per day, right? For me, like I say,
As people
I'm
do.
very, I'm very aware of myself. Every day, at least 3 hours of self learning or discover something new,
Wow.
or 6 hour minimum. That's why I wake up early morning
Mm,
because I force myself to do things before I perform as a leader. If you ask me to this
mm,
morning, what have I learned before I go to podcast with Pauline? I learned about my dry fasting and I told her about that. I say, yeah, I do my dry fasting, but I also learn daily what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And it's very interesting when you learn new knowledge about, for example, I will give you example today. I learned about why microwave food is still better than air fryer food, and I was shocked,
oh,
right? I
is
was like,
it?
"Yeah, it is,
Is
it
it?
is."
Okay, share with
And
me, share with me.
I know, I know, right? And I, you know, I love to learn by sign. It's been the doctor that going to give me a 1 hour of explanation by sign. I more
Oh.
respect than the guy who just give me half information. And this guy will give me so convinced that now I get it. Why even I eat air fryer food and I'm not feel better. Right. And of course he says simple. You just everything that boil above 100 degrees cell is mean
Mm.
unhealthy for you. That's it. He book is simple, but it's not that simple. He say it's simple, but then he break down the calorie when you use different method to cook. And he's a doctor. He use number. He use science. You know, and that's
Yeah.
interesting to me. And then I realized anything with steam, anything with boil, anything with soup, like the whole bowl of soup with bone and shit, that's better for you. That's why, okay, give it basic simple brain to think as well. How many fried chicken you can eat?
Yeah, but air fryer doesn't mean it's fried.
Okay, but let's talk about how many piece of air fried chicken you can eat.
Okay, if it's really the deep fried and then you just going to use the air fry because it can be a grilled chicken, like chicken,
Yeah,
and you just air fry with the heat,
yeah,
right? So that one is different. So let's say if
yeah.
it's the really the
You
deep
know,
fried and then you
you
like,
know what did he show the number? That if you
mm-hmm,
just use a normal chicken and you boil
yeah,
it, you
yes,
actually a small bowl you already bought, correct? But how come
yeah,
fried chicken you eat half of a chicken because of the taste? And the taste come from it's so dead, it cooks so long that it bad
uh-huh,
for you that you eat more
okay.
shit than you're supposed to eat. And
Oh, is
it's
it?
blow my mind because think about it for a
Hmm.
second. The healthy thing, your body will start straight away. If you eat like 1 spoon or 2 spoon, you're like,
Yes,
I'm full, I'm enough. Like
yes,
talk
yes,
about boiled beef. Who eat boiled beef? Only Vietnamese eat pho, you know. Even that you
yeah,
can't eat the whole piece of steak
yes,
in
yes,
pho. It
yes,
means the
yes.
boiled thing is good for you because it tell your body that it stop. That's enough.
I see.
Anything with real, yeah. So I mean, I'll give you a few after this. That's- You give me a shocking. I'm like, oh my god, fryer. This is so sad. But at the same time, you look at the food that you eat I know in school that's what the kid eat, and then she will look at the kid and she will like, "Mommy, why you don't give me the same thing?" And you feel you're a bad mother because you don't give a kid the thing that all the kids have, but at the same time, you have a knowledge that the kid don't understand, right? Because you
Yeah,
live long enough to read the body better, and the kid don't have a symptom like you know, like inflammation, joint pain, back pain, and all that. They don't have that to understand why your health run down because of
I
all this.
see.
So anyway, you have to learn new thing every day. Sorry, guy, I'm distracted a little bit, but I'm just give you example of you learn new thing every day. Is a
Yeah, yeah,
must
yeah.
for you to be a leader.
Yes, I I think totally. Maybe one of the days we should have said leading with good health.
Yeah, it is.
It's
I think
important.
good health is something that everybody say they want it, but they not really book effort to
Yes.
really study it or
Yeah.
learn it. To really, you know what I mean? Like you have to really understand of why why a lot of things behind of
Mm.
problem you have. Because if you just generally say, oh, because I feel like that, because
Yeah. Yeah.
I can do whatever I want, then
Mm.
no. Yeah.
Yes. So that's a key thing. Then we talk about leaders needing to learn, right? So I think this is the key thing when the methods that we use to manage our emotions and support the team under pressure. So I think this come really nicely that Anne talks about health, right?
Yeah.
So frankly speaking, to me, to manage that kind of to work under pressure, physical health, mental health, emotional health is very important. Imagine
Yes.
our physical health cannot support. It's going to
Yep.
lead to bad emotional and mental health. Really. Okay. Vice versa. If our mental health, as in we do not have that kind of knowledge, we don't learn every day. We cannot just say that, oh, today we need this and we quickly go and get the knowledge. Sometimes it doesn't work that way. Or most of the time, it doesn't work that way. We
Yeah.
really have to build up over time because learning is a whole long journey. It's a lifetime journey.
Yeah.
So every day just learn a little bit, and we will not know one day we just got to be able to use all this knowledge. This is one, like mental. So to really work under pressure, okay, it's really we learn every day. We forgive ourselves, like what Anne is saying. That's really the emotional part. And the
Yeah.
physical part really is to take care of our body such that maybe there are times in pressurized time we sleep lesser, yet our immunity is still higher. Even there's some inflammation, we can deal with it.
Yes.
Yeah. So that it's not a case where when crisis comes, the leader is the one to fall sick. The leader is the one to feel weak. So frankly speaking, I know everybody, every one of us have felt sick before. So when we are sick,
Yes.
when our body cannot function, come on, we can't lead the team. Yeah, so this is where I would say every day we take care of ourselves, having that uh, insufficient in terms of the nutrition, in terms of our mental, in learning, in terms of emotional, which is having the team, that optimism, and forgiving ourselves even when we make a mistake. It's okay, we learn from it. All right, as
Yeah.
long as it's not like a deadly mistake that we cause death, I think it is okay. Even we lose
Yes.
money, we can always make the money back, right? There
Yes.
is nothing that devastating to me,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, because if we can make money first, we can always make money back, right? Even if there's a bad decision or something like that, we made
Yeah.
a bad investment also. Yeah. So this
I
is
think
where, yeah,
get used to that emotional attached with money. I think I agree with you on that because I see most people when their reaction was shocking when in terms of money, I'm so calm. I'm like
yes,
thinking for a second, how much per day you really eat,
mm,
right? And you have all of the anxiety and the fear and the story. Like even people say, yeah, but you need to pay for a bank loan and all that. I say I agree, but the next cycle is 30 days from now. That's what make difference. In 30 days,
yeah,
you will do things to change that, or you will just sit down and worry about that. It's a two different person. So I think this is
exactly,
some kind of practice that a lot of people don't practice for
yeah,
themselves, and for their family, not even for me. And it's like you have to be, like I say, you cannot be positive without knowledge, right? So
mhm,
back to learning just now, but at the same time, practice and aware that you can't escape from suffering. Every day is
mm,
a new suffering. You should take suffering as a normal thing. You should don't take as something so special. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, Then you should don't be a boss. You should don't be a leader. Do
yes,
something else.
yeah.
Don't give yourself more stress. If you can't handle it, don't.
Well, certain stress is actually good for the body, right?
It
And
is
for,
like
I mean,
don't eat for few hours, like intermittent fasting and all this.
yeah,
Yes.
yes. Right. Yeah. So I would say all these are part and parcel. And once we enjoy, I think enjoy the whole process. Right. To me, I wouldn't use the word suffering. For me, it's like I enjoy the whole process when it comes to leadership, be it the ups and the downs, be it when we make mistakes, or be it the success. And when there's success, please celebrate.
Yeah.
Always celebrate. Every day there are things to be grateful about. So early morning, I always write this thing on gratitude. Thankful that we are alive, because when we are alive, we are breathing. Our brain can still work. All right, we can solve the problems, and this is what makes it so exciting as a leader. The skills, and
Yeah.
after that, we can make decisions with it. Right. So this is the fun play of it. So to me, having those, like, even that's crisis, that's challenges, or going to a new thing, that to me would be like such an awesome experience that we can experience as leaders, and also as women leadership. That really is something that probably a lot of people can't experience, but and me and probably you, okay, have a chance to experience as a leader. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would, I think, sum up. So anything
Yeah.
else, and that you want to sum up
Well,
for them?
I think the last thing I want to let people know, because we also do this in New Year's, right? Uh,
Yeah. Happy New
we have to
Year.
stop having We have to stop the concept of new year, new me, or we have to stop the concept of we just wait until crisis happen to be stay strong and resilient. I
Yeah.
think the calendar should be removed and the clock should be removed. It's more to be present, to understand daily is a new challenge. So continue learning, continue practice, continue apply. You will go far in life even you don't be a leader. So
Yeah.
that's the last thing I want to tell with everybody.
Good. Right. So
That's it.
this,
That's it for today, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe my channel and Pauline channel as well. And we will see you again in the next episode.
see ya. Bye.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe both Pauline channel and my channel, and also this channel. If you love
All
what you're
right.
watching, please share it, and we will see you in the next episode.
Yes. Bye.